All right. So when that percussion came in, it kind of gave it a building and a driving sound, again, allowing the listener to know, hey, we are in a completely different area of the song, but it felt, again, a bit more purposeful when adding that in. All right, so let's go to the next tip here. One thing that you can use to make a transition between sections is the old rest. So this goes back to maybe some music lessons or maybe your band class, right? A rest is simply where you stop playing. What I'm going to do is at the very end of the first section, I'm going to have a 3-beat rest. And that 3-beat rest, I'm going to just silence everything, all the instrumentation, and then I'm going to move into that new section that you've heard already. That rest between the old section and the new section will allow for maybe, I guess, a dramatic, purposeful pause before dropping into something new. So again, we're going to take a 3/4 note rest or a dotted half note rest, however you want to put it, and then we're going to move into that brand new section. So take a listen. Okay, so to be honest, that was one of the, I think, my least favorite of the transition styles as it is. And again, this has to do with how I have the music set up. It still is a way to cue to the listener that something is going to happen, right? And you hear a lot of this, these kind of transitions in dance types of genres where there's a quick break and then, you know, the beat drops thereafter. This one, it didn't work so well because there's, the music is not that dynamic and pushing that loud. One thing I am going to add that may enhance this transition is kind of a boom sound at the very end, well, actually at the beginning of that rest. So in other words, I mentioned that we had that 3-beat rest. So right at the beginning of that rest, I'm going to put this boom sound. And just to give you some context here, it's I'm using like a tom-tom sound and kind of a low-end 808 type of sound that's layered together to give a boom at the beginning of the rest. And I'm hoping that that will create a bit more of some drama for that transition. So take a listen again. Same thing, but just adding a boom drop. Here we go. All right, I think that transition worked a lot better. So I like that at the end of that one section. And just to clarify, it's actually more of a tom-tom sound, and actually it's a Canon sample that I have here. So those are layered together, an actual Canon blast sound. Take a listen one more time so you can hear what I'm talking about. I'll start at just a few measures away. Take a listen again. All right. So again, I think that might be a good way to end one section and move into another section. Again, you have your drop, you have your rest, and then that drop kind of covers that silence, and then all of a sudden you're in the new section. It feels more purposeful when you have that type of transition going on. All right, so the next idea for you here is very similar to the one that we just did. So prior, we had a rest at the end of a section. Well, you can simply switch that and make the rest happen at the beginning of a section. Now, the only difference, though, is I am going to keep the piano sound in the beginning of the section because I think musically it makes more sense. But the other instrumentation will be put on pause, or I'm going to rest it until, let's take a look here. I think I do a rest for a full measure or 4 counts. So you'll hear the piano by itself, and then everything else will drop in thereafter. Now, I'm going to do something very similar to what we did in the previous section by adding that canon sound and that tom sound, but I'm going to put it in where the other instrumentation drops in the new section. So you're going to have the piano by itself, all the other instruments resting, and then at that second measure in the new section, we're going to have that drop sound. So that will increase or enhance that feeling of transition. Let me go a few measures back and take a listen. And we're just about done for today, but one final tip for you, and this may be apparent, but I'll say it very directly. You can combine some of these techniques to make transitions, right? So at the very beginning, we had our crash, we had our reverse sound, we had the drops and things like that, and the beat come in. You can actually combine techniques. So let me play this one more time. I'm not going to combine all of the techniques. I'm going to combine a few of them. So I'm going to add in the crash for the new section. I'm going to go back and use the reverse sound or that crescendo sound. And I'm going to put that beat in for the second section. So now I have 3 separate transition sounds working together. And take a listen here. And again, combining these will give you a lot more power. Take a listen. All right. Hey, to my ear, combining them, I think, is the best idea of all. Hey, listen, I'm hoping that just these small tips will help you tie your song together, make it sound more cohesive, and give your listener a better experience. And if you're looking to make your melodies better in your songs, make sure you check out our Swim Master Melody course. I go through how to really create a powerful melody for your songs, tips that even the big producers use to create these #1 hits. You can find that information over at our website, which is successwithmusic.com. Successwithmusic.com. Go to the main page, scroll down a bit, and you will see information about our Swim Master Melody course. Again, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. And you can do that on Spotify. You can do that on Apple Podcasts. And you can actually browse all of our episodes at the site I just gave you a few moments ago, successwithmusic.com. Hey, I hope you're well. Stay inside if you're listening during the COVID craziness. And once you come out, man, you will have some hot music to share with the world. I appreciate you checking out the podcast, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
$10 of gas won't fill the tank. No, this just gets old. I know this